Hello everyone. In this video, I will be explaining how to do simple fractions such as 1 over 19, 1 over 29, 1 over 39 and convert them into decimals much quicker using something known as Vedic Maths. Now, Vedic Maths is an excellent way to do problems quicker. So let me just write down one example that I want to focus on today. So 1 over 19. Now, the usual method would involve us doing something like this. Creating 1.0, making 1.00, so we can then divide it by 19. So then we would get an answer like so. But as I'm sure you all know, this method can be extremely tedious and it can get very long at times. So Vedic Maths will help to shorten the process of this, and I'm going to show you how in this video. So let me start with the Vedic Mathematics formula used for these type of questions, and it's known as by one more than the previous one. Well, what does it mean by one more than the previous one? Well, in this case, we have to look at the denominator. The previous one indicates this one, as it is the previous one in the denominator. And one more than that would obviously give us 2. So what we need to keep in mind is this number 2, as this is what we're going to use as our multiplier to solve our problem. Now, usually in these problems, we start out with the end of our answer always involves 1. So what we do is we solve leftwards instead of rightwards. Usually we would get the answer going rightwards, but in Vedic Mathematics it's usually done leftwards. So we start with the last recurring digit, which is 1, and we use the 2, which we found earlier, as the multiplier. So 1 times 2 would give us 2. 2 times 2 would give us 4. 4 times 2 would give us 8. Now over here, 8 times 2 is obviously 16. But something I'm sure most of you are wondering, what are we going to do? How are we going to write that? Well, simple. We take the 16 and we split it into 2 parts. The units digit, which is 6, goes here along with the other digits. And the 1, which is the tens digit, goes here. And it is the carryover. Please do not forget it. It is the carryover and will be added, not multiplied. So, let us continue. Now that you know this, we can continue on. So 6 times 2 is 12. And let us not forget the carryover. We have to add that. So 12 plus 1 equals 13. So this is where we get 3. And then we do the same thing which we did before. We put the carryover 1 here. So let us continue. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus the carryover, which is 7. 7 times 2, which is 14. Put the carryover here. 4 times 2, which is 9. Add the carryover. 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 times 2, which is 18. So we write the 8, write the carryover as well. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1, 17. And the carryover. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1, 15. Carryover as well. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And here we know that 5 times 2 is 10, so we write 0, and there's no need to write the carryover, because once we have the 0, it signifies that the answer is complete, because no matter what, you can keep on multiplying 0 times 2, but it'll always give you 0. So that's where we end our answer. And we get it as this long answer. As you can see, it might have taken a long time, but with practice, it becomes much quicker and it becomes much easier. So Now that we know this, I'm going to try showing you people another example. 1 over 29. Now 1 over 29 is the same thing, but you have to keep in mind that the previous one in this case in the denominator is 2. So if it's 2, then we have to do by 1 more than 2, which is 3, of course. So we have to keep in mind that 3 is now our multiplier. So if we do this, now I'm only going to show you guys half of this because I want you guys to finish it off on your own. So let me just do the first 5, depending on showing you guys a carryover as well. So we write 1, of course, as we did before, multiplied by 1 by 3, which is 3, 3 times 3, which is 9, 9 times 3, which is 27. Now over here, 27, you all know that 9 times 3 is 27, but here we do the same thing as we did before. We split it into 2, put the units digit here, and write the carryover here. It's extremely simple, and it's not confusing as long as you remember this step. So we continue to multiply 7 by 3 and then adding by the carryover. So 7 times 3, which is 21, plus 2 is 23. So 3 and then 2. As you can see, it's basically the same, except here we have the carryover usually as 2, while here we have it as 1. Now this really does not make any difference whatsoever as long as you realize to carry it over. Now you can do it with several other problems like 1 over 39, 1 over 49 as well, because this method works extremely well and it's much quicker than using the division method, which can take much longer. So I hope you enjoyed this Vedic Mathematics tutorial. In the next video, I'll be covering multiplication, and it will show you a method that will be much quicker than the conventional one. Thank you for watching this. Bye.